Salvation by grace is amazing. In fact, it's so amazing that it's caused a lot of disagreement among believers about what that means. Well, grace saves. Simple as that. And yet some believers think that other believers that know that go on and live in their life like they never were saved, and then they can do whatever they want that's displeasing to the Lord. Of course, that's not true, because God provides ample proof in the New Testament for sure, and as well as throughout the Old Testament, of how he treated his people who disobeyed him and were unfaithful, and shows that in that we are not to walk disrespectfully to what God has done for us. If we do, then we will suffer chastisement in this world and to correct us. And the Lord does that because he loves us. And if we don't get it in this world, then there's only one other place to get it. And that's when we stand before him at the judgment seat of Christ. And that will be a serious thing. The idea that grace saves and doesn't judge us is wrong. Paul said that we, therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, persuade men. And in the context of 2 Corinthians 5, verse 10 and 11, he's talking to believers. It's the believer who should understand the terror of the Lord in their life if they're standing before him and their works judged, whether they're good or bad, are displeasing to the Lord. There will be a judgment so as by fire, and that should not be taken lightly. So as by fire is just not a momentary thing. It may be something that lasts for at least 1,000 years. That's only in the sight of what we're told about the next coming age that will be for 1,000 years, dealing in time. So after we're taken by the Lord, we will still, even though we have our eternal bodies, live in time for 1,000 years, and we'll know from the judgment we received what happened to our life that we had, whether it was pleasing or displeasing to the Lord. And that will be very painful to go through. There will be much sorrow, there will be much tears, and that could last off and on at least for 1,000 years. That is not to be taken lightly. I know people that do crimes in this world, they boast that they can do the crime, they can do the time, but as soon as they get into prison or jail, they're looking for the first way to get out. It's not something that we should take lightly, the judgment of God on our walk as a believer.